everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. I wanted to do a spring look. I was inspired by two lovely ladies here on YouTube. The first video that I saw was Mandy, September Beauty, and she did a gorgeous, gorgeous spring look. The other video that I was watching was Shelly over at Geek Out of Water, and her look was stunning as well. Two totally different palettes, two totally different looks, but I sat there and watched them both and said, I need to do a spring look. I'll leave links to both their videos listed down below so you can go and check out their spring looks. I love both ladies, and I'm sure you will as well, and love their looks. All right, without further ado, I don't want this to be really long. Let's get started with my spring look of 2017. All right, I'm going to ask you to excuse my lovely pins. They're the ones that I use when I dye my hair. I usually have my hairdresser do it, but I use these when I do it myself, like I did this last time. My regular one, I have it in another room, and I didn't want to take any more time. All right, now let's get started, Marlene. For eye primer, I'm going to use the Tarte 360 Slate. I'm still trying to get through this one. Very little left. Oh my goodness, I think I've used it. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't use it up. There's still some up there. So I'm just gonna prime my lids with this. If you see a mess, well, I'm sure you do see a mess on that bed behind me. It is because I am recording this on the 1st of April. I believe you're going to see this video like on the 22nd of April. What you are seeing on the bed is I have received part of my 21 days of beauty shopping that I have done, and I just went to the UPS store, and that's what's sitting back there. But you'll see that haul before you see this. All right, so primer is done. Let me go with the under eye brightener. I'm using one from It Cosmetics, and it is the Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. This is gorgeous, ladies. This is really gorgeous. And while I love the one from Becca, this one does not have the illumination factor that the Becca one has. Still beautiful, but I've learned that with the Becca one, it works really nicely. You just need to play around with it. This one is a little bit easier. For my spring look, I am going to use the Dose of Colors Eyescream palette. I haven't given this one much love. I was going to purchase a different palette for this look, and then I remembered I have this one, and I thought, well, I don't need to purchase another one, but I wanted to make sure that it's still available. I went on the Dose of Color website, and it's not available there, so I went on Amazon, and at the time I'm recording this, it is available on Amazon. It is sold by Dose of Colors. It's about $20 more than I paid for it, but this was a limited edition. So if you really like this palette, you might want to hop over there if you're a collector, if the shades really call out to you. It has beautiful, beautiful pastel shades, but the nice thing about this palette is that you also get darker shades that you can use for transitions and you can use for crease. There's a beautiful mauve down here, and then you have your pastel. So if you needed to travel with this palette, it's very, very doable because you do have a variety of shades. You also have the variety of shimmers and mattes with it. I am going to start off with Berries and Cream, and I'm going to apply it all over my lid up to my brow. For my transition, I'm going in with Cone. I'm going to use a flat brush, and I'm going to use bubble gum, and I think it's just so pretty. I think this is such a pretty palette. I'm just applying the bubble gum in the inner 1/3 portion of my eye. What I'm going to do is apply a bit of MAC Fix Plus to my brush. And these are pigmented, but because of my darker complexion, if I want one of these pastel shades to really show up, I need to give it a bit of extra help. For the rest of my lid, I just cleaned off my flat brush and really did an amazing job with Lavender Honey, which is this shade right here. The purple, it's lavender. Usually it's very difficult for a palette to contain a really nice lavender or purple. They're usually patchy or powdery, or they just don't have the pigmentation, and this one certainly has that pigmentation. I'm using this shade for the rest of my lid. And I'll go back in and blend them in just a moment. For my outer V, I'm going to use Blueberry Swirl. And I'm going to bring it up a bit more for the crease. I'm going to go back in with Cone, the first shade that I use, and I'm going to mix it with Berries and Cream just to use more of a transition and blend the crease shade, just trying to eliminate some of the harsh lines. For my lower lash line, I'm going to use Mint Chip, and it's this mint shade. Love that mint shade. It is very minty. It is very, very pigmented. Now I am going to mix the bubble gum, the pink shade, with Berries and Cream. I'm going to mix a little bit of each of those to use for the inner portion of my eye in my lower lash line. And I'm going to use the bubble gum for my inner corner. For my brow bone, I'm going back with Berries and Cream, just a bit there. And I'm going in with also for my inner corner. I'm going to do a little bit more blending. And a bit of smudging on the lower lash line. All right, for foundation today, I'm going to use the Rainforest of the Sea. I haven't given this one much love, and I was watching Natalie, the beauty diva, and she was talking about this foundation, and I thought, I'm going to take that out again. For concealer, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear, I believe. You know, I leave the information for everything I use listed down below with links and all that good stuff. I just warm it up a bit. And of course, because you can't regulate how much comes out of that pump, I always put on so much. Too much. To set my under eye, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Brightening Powder and Petal. For the bronzer, I'm using the Too Faced in Dark Chocolate Soleil. I also use it a little bit for some contouring. For blush, I'm using the Kat Von D in Mickey and Mallory. For highlighter, I'm going to use this one by Cover FX, and this is in Bubbly. This is a very, very subtle highlight. It is barely there. You can barely see it. It'll just catch a little bit of the light, but it won't do much more than that. For mascara, I am going to use the MAC, the purple one in MAC. I'm going to go ahead and apply this, and I'll be right back. I'm going to use a bit of MAC Fix Plus just to eliminate some of the powdery look that I have going on here. For my lipstick, I'm using Marc Jacobs in Screen Test. I'm going to top it off with the lip gloss from MAC. I'm going to do my hair and I'll be right back. Okay, and I also added some pretty earrings from Mary's store. Aren't those lovely? All right, let me show you the finished look. I don't usually wear shades like this. I probably should have worn something white or pink or something. I didn't even think of it. I always wear black. Most of the time I wear black. All right. Yeah, I think it looks really pretty. I just love this palette. This has got to be one of my favorite palettes. I don't have any negatives to say about this palette. I think it's just as pretty as can be. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it. What do you think about wearing pastels in the springtime, or anytime really? We wear whatever we want. Thank you everyone so much for joining me today and taking a piece out of your day to visit. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you in the next video.